What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I recently on my Kinganda channel have been getting a lot of slack from some of my criticisms toward the African-American community. I am a big time critic of our community. The reason why is because I love our people. And, you know, a lot of times people dislike what I have to say about the black community. But the elephant is in the room, okay? And because of our problems that have been bestowed upon us, many by the system that is what it is, and also by liberals and by our own doing, we have black teenagers out of control. Not all of them, very many of them. And what happens is that for those teachers who want to give these students a good public education, many of these students are coming from homes where there is no father figure, coming from home where there is no structure. I mean, then what you get at the house is what you do at school. So these kids come to school. Many of them are dysfunctional inside of the school system. And the people who pay the biggest price are teachers who are there to help the students. There's a 14-year-old young lady who went viral on TikTok for snatching her teacher's wig off. All right. And somehow she got into an argument with the teacher. Teacher was talking to a student or was disciplining her. And the young lady went and snatched her wig off. And we talk about the problems that we have as African Americans. And then we look at what's going on with, you know, the ADOS and FBA and immigrants, and we're going back and forth with them. And I understand why that happens. And then when things like this happen, it's like right in our own community, and we're looking at, we kind of want to slide by it. But do we know what's happening in Black America? I know this doesn't happen with all black young youth, but they definitely know children who do this. How much disrespect can you give a teacher? What do you tell your teacher about what your mom or dad thinks of you? And see, we don't want to talk about that because a lot of these young people are not getting any love, any discipline. In fact, almost the state won't let you discipline them anymore. You know, when I was coming up, you did something like this. At least in my brother's generation, it was you were going to get your ass whooped when you got home. All right. Now there's no threat of that. Parents many times will defend their children's rights to be foolish, to be disrespectful to authority. And then when these kids get out there in the streets, because see, my mom used to always tell me, you're going to listen to somebody. So when you get out there in the streets, and then what happens is that somebody is willing to meet you with that same energy, or you go to prison, you're going to listen to somebody. And then if the police have to put you down, all of a sudden it's Black Lives Matter. All of a sudden he was a good boy. All of a sudden he didn't deserve that. Okay. But see, you can't discipline these kids anymore. You can't tell them anything because their parents are just producing them to do whatever they want to do. And then you talk about what's going to happen in the black community. Then as blacks, you say, well, why are these other groups disrespecting us? Well, it's true that they shouldn't disrespect us. But we got to look at this. Look at how the community is looking right now. When people of other groups see this, they see this online. What are they going to tell their kids? Hey, listen, you see what those African-American kids are doing? If she's an African-American, or what those black students are doing? Hey, you can never become them. All right. See how they're acting. You better never do that. I will send you back to Nigeria or Jamaica. Okay. You're going to come here and get an education. You're going to come here and progress well in life. And then when you start getting disrespect from people, then all of a sudden it's a big deal. But then when things like this are happening on our own communities, we tend to try to shy away from it as if it's not a problem and kind of sweep it underneath the rug. This is a big problem. Many of us in the black community, we've seen this. We've seen our friends do this. You know, our own friends and our own moms and dads would tell us, you know, that guy you go to school with, you cannot hang out with him. You better not be. Like when I was coming up, I couldn't even have friends that didn't go to church. First question was, who's your friend? Mom, his name is such and so. What church does he go to? Who are his people? First question all the time. If you guys grew up in church like me, you know what I'm talking about. What church does he go to? Okay, I know his family. That's a good family. He can be friend. But he don't go to church. He cannot be your friend. He don't go to church. You can't bring him in my house. Who is that little girl you date? Do she believe in God? What church does she go to? She goes to Macedonia. Who are people? Okay, I know them. Yes. She comes from a decent family. I know that. Okay, you can proceed with them. Kids that wanted to come over and do things, who are their family? Do they go to church? Who's their grandfather? Who's their father? Okay, I know him. Yes, it's okay. All right. See, now that's not an issue. But see, when other groups in the black community say, wait, what's his name? Tobias or Lakeisha, where's she from? So, oh no, you can't be friends with her. No, we can't risk you because they're looking at the family structure. They don't want their kids to become how our kids are becoming. And I know it's disrespectful, but when you look at this for certain people, can you blame how certain folks would feel that way? And again, I know it's not all of our people who act like this, but we do understand it is a problem. And we understand that right now we're producing at a rate that a lot of our kids can be more prone to do this. There is no exception for this sort of behavior. You will never get anywhere in life acting like a goddamn idiot. All right? But you can't tell our people that without somebody getting offended. Even though you'll tell your kids never hang out with such and such, right? But when we come out and say stuff like this, all of a sudden it's a problem. We know that we have a problem. And the fact is, when we want to have conversations about immigration or African immigration or Hispanic immigration, how we say we can't stop them from coming in the country. Hey, you can't stop these single mothers either from reproducing and doing what they're doing right now. Can you? We all know the answer to that. We don't want to deal with it. We don't want to deal with the elephant in the room, but we all know we can't stop that. The Black American community cannot stop what's going on. All right. Many people are suffering at the behest of foolishness in the Black community. Okay. Teachers are terrified of students. Imagine that you're here. You want to give back to the Black community. Many of us do. All right. Why don't we have a lot of our Blacks back in America, our best people? Where are they at? Some of us don't even live in America anymore that are high performers. Why? I can tell you, people don't want to even deal with the BS. You know, you have some of your best Blacks right now teaching in Qatar. Why? Because their people are going to have some respect for teachers. You know, some Blacks even come to Africa to relocate to new life because they feel safer here than dealing with what's the bullshit going on in certain urban centers in Atlanta. If you want to be honest, you know, people are talented, want to deal with the foolishness. Who has worked hard to get this respect? You guys know what I'm telling the truth. And you can't stop this. There's no control of it. It's foolishness. I'm not saying that we're going to give up on our people because we're not going to do that. But do you guys get what I'm talking about? Guys, it's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.